A bond between a father and daughter should be a very special thing, but that's not always the case. You see, Greg has a 19-year-old daughter named Alison, and their bond is shooting up heroin. Now, Alison's mother, Amy, is fighting to end this twisted relationship and get help for her daughter. Take a look.
My daughter's a heroin addict, and I need to get her some help. I want to save her life. When she was about 19 a couple years ago, she got involved with a man, and he was on heroin, and she started doing the heroin with him. My daughter has 2 young babies. They have seen the drug use. They've been without their mother for almost 2 years now. The oldest one, she asks about her mother. She knows her mother's name, but she never gets to see her, and she wonders why her mother's sick and why she can't go to the doctor and get well. When I first got custody of the children, the oldest one had a belt, and she wrapped it around her arm. And I tried to explain it to her that, you know, you hold your pants up with a belt. She said, no, you wrap it around your arm. I was very irate that my daughter would do the drugs in front of her children like that. That's a vision in my grandbaby's eyes that she has for her own mother. And, you know, I don't know if she'll ever lose that vision in her eyes, or is she going to remember that her mother took her to drug houses and did drugs in front of her. My daughter denied the drug use at first, but then there was no denying it because she got caught stealing and was arrested. My daughter now gets her heroin with her father. She doesn't have to steal for it anymore. Instead of being her father, he's her best friend now because they can use drugs together.
I hate that my mom makes my kids call her mom. When I was 19, I started doing heroin to keep a relationship with a guy. Within 3 months, I lost my job, my apartment, my kids. My mom knew that I was using drugs, and she took my kids, and we had a court date for the kids, and I just gave her custody because I knew it was best for them. Me and my mom had been arguing. She kicked me out and said I wasn't allowed around the kids, and I moved in with my dad, and my addiction just kept getting worse and worse. My dad's been on heroin since I was probably 9 years old. Sometimes me and my dad have done drugs together. If I can't get money the legal way, he'll give me money for my drugs because he doesn't want me committing crimes or going out and prostituting because he cares about me. On a day-to-day basis, I wake up, I go to the drug dealer, I buy my dope, I get high, I go to work, I get off work, I get high, I go home, go to bed, and same thing the next day and the next day and the next, every day. It makes me feel worthless, like I have no life, like I'm a walking dead person.
So Alison's father, Greg, is here. Let's meet the man who shoots heroin with his daughter. Audience isn't happy when they hear a father that doesn't really make the best decisions by their children.
Right, I understand that.
You shoot heroin with your daughter?
I've been in that situation, yes. I kind of got stuck in that situation, Steve.
You got stuck in it?
She was already a heroin addict. She was getting herself in a lot of trouble. I was already a heroin addict. Everybody had turned their back on her, so I invited her into the house. You know, she was going to end up prostituting herself, robbing somebody, ending up in, prison.
Because that's what happens when you use heroin.
That's what happens when you use heroin if you don't, have a job to be able to support that habit.
Kind of hard to work when you're on heroin, though, right?
Not once you've been doing it for a long time. I mean, it just is...
So you're trying to get your daughter to the point where she's a functioning heroin addict?
No, I want to get my daughter clean.
You want to get her clean?
Right.
How often do you help her get heroin?
Every day.
Every day. And that's helping get her clean?
No, but what I'm doing is trying to keep her well till she can get herself help.
You've been using heroin so long that in your brain you think this is a good thing.
No, I don't think it's a good thing.
You're destroying your own daughter.